So, I've just been trying some hypnosis sessions and to help me with different things. And I was wondering actually what can help me feel more at ease during them and like why I'm struggling with them, especially with like the spiritual ones and especially with my last one I did.
Okay, what do you want to say to this? They're talking about getting consent from your parts before you do it. And don't do it if anyone says no. Only if they all say yes. Okay, they're going to say something about this yes. What do you want to say to that? Okay, they're talking about parts that may say no because like they don't want it to happen to your system in general. They don't want it to happen at all. They're saying you can get to know those parts. They're saying do get to know those parts. Just spend time talking to them, getting to know them and their concerns and why they're concerned. They may change their minds, they may not. And then they're talking about parts that don't want to experience it themselves. Okay, what are you saying about this? They're saying let them know that they don't have to. Okay, what are you saying with this? And they're talking about how, so what they're going to say, it's not about pushing them away. It's about giving them a choice. It's about telling them you can still say no to this happening, or you can say yes, and you don't have to be present for it. You don't have to be present for it. Give them an option of where they would like to go, what they would like to do instead of it. Like they can go on a vacation to the beach, kick their feet up and read a book. It's like I see a part in like a Hawaiian shirt and shorts and they're on the beach in a lounge chair and their feet are propped up, crossed at the ankles and they're just reading something with sunglasses on and they're relaxed and I see like you've set it up so that way they've got people serving this part drinks or snacks, whatever, a whole meal, whatever this part needs, wants. They're talking about parts where you can put them in a safe space. They're showing me like for this one, it's kind of got like an egg-shaped container that it wants to be in. And then you've moved that into your heart. And there's this protective barrier around it. So it keeps the parts safe so that way they don't have to experience what's going on outside of this container. And they're saying there's many other ways you can do this. Invite them to sense into what works for them. What sounds good to them, what they're curious about trying out. Like maybe a part will say, well, I've never been to this country, so I want to go there. Okay, and then they're talking about, so say you get consent from everyone, whether they're sticking around for it or they're going somewhere else while you're doing this. And then they're talking about afterwards, take the time to invite in everyone who left and everyone who was concerned and ask them what they notice about your system. Yeah, just ask them what they notice about your system now. Do they notice any differences? And would they like to keep an eye out? Be observant of any changes that may happen down the line? And then come back and talk about it before you do another one of these. And they're saying consent is essential. It's really, really important for it builds trust within the system. And they're talking about trust. It's like the more these things are done to build trust in these ways, they're showing like each each experience of trust, of the trust being followed through in this way, of things being made safe. Again, they're really emphasizing trust. Each experience of that trust is like another piece of the mycelium for your own foundation. Yeah, and they're really emphasizing that for your own foundation, for your own foundation, for your own foundation. Okay, they're pausing there.
Oh, yeah, thank you. Yeah, I had a few things to say on that. I also found that very fascinating. You were like saying some parts saying no because they don't want it to happen to my system at all. Yeah, like I definitely feel like especially my last one, I struggled a lot. I feel like part of it too is like I feel like what can come up is so deep that like I don't know if I can even like feel safe saying it to someone else that like I don't know. Like if it's a kind of thing where you're revealing stuff in your subconscious. And I think that was like a part of like the concern with not wanting it to happen at all. I feel like also interestingly it's like my body will, or at least the last time, it will kind of respond more than like I will. Like my body's very loud, but the words don't want to come out. So it's like me not. It's interesting you said trust because like when I was trying to uncover what it was that I needed, like I literally said trust during that session too. Like that was something I said, and I just felt like I needed to feel more safe in it. And when you mentioned like you saw some of my parts going to the beach, I found it really funny because I was trying to imagine myself going to a beach and like having that be my safe space during that last one. So that was funny, and I love like reading at the beach. I just thought that was really funny. Um, but yeah, I some of the things that also stick out to me is like you're saying like to let them know they don't have to, and I feel like that's very important because like I don't like to be pressured, and I don't want to feel like I'm pressured or I'm pressuring like my parts. And um I feel like that, yeah, choice is definitely important. um like listening to yourself and something I'm still trying to work on with like other things in my life. Um, I also thought you said it's cool that they don't have to be present for it and they could, yeah, like you said, like go somewhere else. Um, but yeah, I think definitely next time I want to like get that consent before like my next session, I definitely take that advice. And then I think like um what it was, I think I was gonna also ask on this. Yeah, I guess if you think it's also sort of about like my parts not wanting others to access like those deeper like internal um like is it kind of like those my parts not wanting others to access their deep internal parts, like their deep internal selves, like the hidden like the secrets or like I don't know, like thoughts. I'm kind of curious about that. Yeah.
They're saying some of it is that, and that there's more to this than that. And they're just saying to start exploring this as a trailhead. Get to know the parts and what they're concerned about. They'll share this with you as they are ready to, as they are ready to, as they are ready to, as they are ready to.